Here's something that should change how you think about your liver. You can have a liver that's 30% fat right now, your energy gone by 2 p.m., your belly refusing to shift no matter what you try, and your blood test, the one your doctor just reviewed, comes back completely normal. That's how fatty liver works. And here's why that matters. Fatty liver more than doubles your risk of type 2 diabetes and significantly raises your risk of heart disease, even when you feel completely fine and your numbers look okay. 1 in 4 adults over 40 has it. Most have no idea, while their liver silently drives the conditions they're most afraid of. But here's what almost nobody talks about. The liver is the only organ in your body that can completely regenerate itself. Fatty liver is one of the most reversible conditions in medicine, without medication, without extreme protocols, and faster than most doctors tell you. I went through the clinical research to find what actually works. This video covers why this happens after 40 and 5 steps in the exact order to apply them that research consistently shows reverse it. Stay until the end. There's one factor that determines how fast everything else works. Almost everyone misses it. Before the science, let me describe something. You wake up already tired, not sick tired, just not rested, no matter how long you sleep. Somewhere around 2 p.m. your energy drops completely and you push through on willpower. You carry weight around your middle that won't shift, even when you've made adjustments. And your last blood work came back with a few numbers slightly elevated. Let's just monitor it, your doctor said. No real explanation. Here's what that appointment didn't tell you. These aren't separate issues. They're connected. And the thing connecting them is what's happening inside your liver right now. Once you see the mechanism, everything else in this video makes complete sense. Fatty liver doesn't happen randomly. It follows a specific chain that accelerates after 40. After 40, your body handles sugar worse. Your pancreas compensates by producing more insulin than it used to. And insulin's main instruction to your liver: store fat. Not because you're overeating, not because you made a mistake, just because you turned 40 and the biology shifted. Your liver is now getting a near constant store fat signal, even on the days you eat well, even on the days you move. And it's been following that instruction for years, building up fat in cells that were never designed to hold long term. And here's where it turns into something you actually feel. Accumulated fat doesn't sit quietly. It triggers inflammation throughout the body. That inflammation then blocks the very process your liver uses to clear the fat it's storing. Fat builds inflammation. Inflammation blocks clearance. More fat builds. A self-reinforcing loop running since your late 30s. By your mid-40s, it shows up as symptoms. The belly that won't shift. The energy that disappears mid-afternoon. The numbers your doctor is watching. This is not a discipline problem. It's biology. And biology can be changed. One thing before we continue. Everything here is research-based, but fatty liver exists on a spectrum. If you have a diagnosis or symptoms, work with your doctor alongside anything you apply here. Before the solutions, a quick clear-out. Liver cleanses, detox teas, juice fasts, milk thistle supplements marketed for fatty liver reversal. None have meaningful clinical evidence for actually reducing liver fat. Some have minor supportive roles, but as primary interventions, the research isn't there. Here's the reframe. Your liver isn't dirty. It is your body's cleaning system. It doesn't need detoxing. It needs the conditions to do its job properly. That's what these 5 steps create. The first one is already in most people's kitchens, and almost nobody knows what it's actually doing for their liver. Coffee. 2 to 3 cups of black coffee daily is one of the most consistently replicated findings in liver research. It reduces liver inflammation, lowers liver enzyme levels, and slows fatty liver progression. And it's not the caffeine. Decaf shows similar benefits. It's specific compounds in coffee that directly reduce fat accumulation inside liver cells. 2 to 3 cups. Black, no sugar, no flavored syrups, before noon if you're sensitive to sleep disruption. Accessible from tomorrow morning. But solution 2 works significantly better combined with this and requires no change at all to what you eat. This step asks nothing about what you eat, only when. Keeping your eating inside a 10 to 12-hour window gives your liver something it almost never gets in modern life, a meaningful daily break from the insulin signal. And what it does during those hours you're not eating is something most people have never been told. When you stop eating, insulin drops. Your liver shifts out of storage mode into processing mode and starts clearing what it's been accumulating. Not dramatically, but consistently every single day. This is not extreme fasting. A 10 to 12-hour window is the mildest version of time-restricted eating, with consistent research support specifically for liver fat reduction. A clinical trial found that participants who ate within a 10-hour window without changing what they ate showed significant reduction in liver fat markers after 12 weeks. Practically, first meal at 8 a.m. means last meal by 6 or 7 p.m. The specific hours matter less than the consistency. But here's where most people, even those doing everything else right, are unknowingly working against themselves every day. And it's hiding in foods marketed as healthy. This is the one that changes how people shop. Unlike glucose, which gets distributed throughout the body for energy, fructose bypasses that entire system. It goes almost exclusively to the liver. And when the liver receives it in high amounts, it converts it directly to fat. This would be manageable if fructose stayed in obvious places. It doesn't. It's in fruit juices marketed as healthy, flavored yogurts, granola bars, protein bars, agave nectar marketed as a healthy sweetener despite being roughly 80% fructose, low-fat products that replaced fat with sweeteners, exactly what people reach for when trying to be healthier. A study found that reducing fructose intake alone, no other changes, showed measurable reduction in liver fat in just 9 days. Not weeks, 9 days. Check labels for high fructose corn syrup, fruit juice concentrate, and agave nectar. Whole fruit is not the issue. The fiber slows absorption. It's the concentrated processed sources. Solution 4 works at a completely different level, targeting the inflammation already built up inside the liver. Accumulated liver fat doesn't stay passive. It activates inflammatory pathways that progressively impair liver function, turning a manageable condition into a serious one. Omega-3 fatty acids work directly against this. They reduce the inflammatory signals liver fat triggers and support the liver's ability to process and export fat rather than keep storing it. The strongest evidence is for food sources: fatty fish 2 to 3 times a week, salmon, mackerel, sardines, herring. If you don't eat fish, algae-based omega-3 supplements show the same mechanisms in research and are a direct, effective alternative. The fish get their omega-3s from algae anyway. Solution 5 is where the most consistent evidence in all of fatty liver research lives, and it works through 2 pathways simultaneously. This is the most powerful intervention in the research. 2 things, not 1. First, resistance training. Muscle is the primary consumer of glucose in your body. The more muscle you have and the more actively you use it, the more glucose goes directly into muscle cells instead of being sent to the liver to be converted to fat. This changes the metabolic environment your liver operates in every single day. Studies comparing resistance training to aerobic exercise in people with fatty liver found resistance training produced significantly greater reductions in fatty liver even at the same calorie expenditure, not slightly greater, significantly greater. 3 sessions per week, compound movements, squats, deadlifts, rows, presses, 30 to 45 minutes. You're not training for performance, you're changing the metabolic picture your liver works within. Second, post-meal walking. When you eat, insulin spikes. That spike is the primary signal telling your liver to store fat. A 10 to 15-minute walk immediately after eating, not a workout, a casual walk, significantly blunts that response. Your muscles activate, absorb the glucose directly, and the store fat signal your liver receives is a fraction of what it would have been. Do this after your main meal every day, and you're reducing the most important fat storage signal your liver gets without changing anything on your plate.
These two together, resistance training, changing your metabolic baseline, post-meal walking, managing the daily insulin response, are why exercise produces results that dietary changes alone consistently fail to match. Those 5 produce real, measurable results. The research on each is solid. But here's what the data consistently shows. Even people applying 3 or 4 of these get slower results than they should. Their results are slower than they should be, not absent, slower. And the reason has nothing to do with the 5 steps. It comes down to what's happening every night while you sleep. Between midnight and 6 a.m., your liver does the majority of its repair and fat processing work. Liver cell regeneration peaks. The fat-clearing mechanisms all 5 solutions activate run at full capacity during this window. Poor sleep, consistently under 6 hours or chronically disrupted, directly increases liver fat accumulation, elevates inflammatory markers, and reduces insulin sensitivity the following day. Which means poor sleep is actively rebuilding the problem you're trying to reverse every single night. This is not a 6th solution. It's the condition that determines how effectively everything else works. The coffee, the eating window, the resistance training, all of it produces stronger results when your liver has its repair window protected. Fix the sleep, and the other 5 accelerate. Without it, you'll get partial results no matter how consistent you are with everything else. Here's what the research actually shows on timeline, and it's faster than most people expect. The liver is one of the most regenerative organs in the human body. It responds to lifestyle change faster than almost any other organ. Studies using imaging show measurable reduction in liver fat within 8 to 12 weeks of consistent changes, not years, 8 to 12 weeks. Blood markers often begin moving in the right direction within 4 to 6 weeks, sometimes earlier once the dietary changes are in place. And you don't need all 5 applied perfectly from day 1. Even 2 or 3 consistently produces meaningful change in liver fat and the symptoms connected to it. Most people never check their liver until the damage becomes permanent, but you're here now. You caught it while it's still completely reversible. That window doesn't stay open forever, but right now it's open, and the biology is entirely on your side. You're not fighting your body, you're giving it different instructions, and your liver will respond faster than you think. Here's exactly where to start and in what order. Week 1, 3 things only. Coffee, 2 cups, black, morning. Eating window, 10 to 12 hours, consistent every day. 10-minute walk after dinner, every night. That's it. Let those 3 become automatic before adding anything. Week 2, add resistance training. 3 sessions, squats, rows, presses. Body weight works. Consistency matters more than the weight. Week 3, audit your fructose. Read labels for 1 week. Remove the concentrated sources, juices, flavored yogurts, protein bars. Not your whole diet, just the hidden sources. Week 4, optimize sleep. Consistent bedtime, dark room, no screens in the hour before bed. By week 8, all 5 are running together. Stack gradually. 8 weeks of consistency beats 2 weeks of intensity every time. Your liver doesn't need perfection. It needs a consistent signal that things have changed. If this was useful, subscribe. More of this coming. Drop a comment if you're starting this week. I read every one. And if someone you know is dealing with this, send them this video. See you in the next one.